Alright, everyone! Today we're diving into the Fengshen universe for an epic power struggle that's more dramatic than Succession and The Bachelor combined. Imagine a CEO live streaming his CFOs firing on Twitch, and you've got the chaos of Fengshen, Godhood Trail. Picture this, a tech mogul like Elon Musk, obsessed with wild experiments and dating influencers, suddenly fires his CFO during a live stream. The internet explodes. That's the energy of today's story, but set in ancient China. In the Shang dynasty's corporate empire, King Zhou is our chaotic CEO. He ignores his duties to party with Daji, the influencer concubine. Meanwhile, Empress Jiang, board chair and daughter of the Dongbo group, think Amazon of ancient China, tries to save the company. Buckle up for a tale of betrayal, power plays, and corporate espionage. In the Shang dynasty, the king was like the CEO of a massive multinational corporation with absolute power. His ministers were department heads. Huang Fei, who ran the military, security department head, leading his security team to protect the company. Baigan was the king's chief strategist, think tank leader, advising on mergers and acquisitions. Royal marriages were like corporate mergers. Empress Jiang, daughter of the Dongbo group, ancient China's Amazon, married the king to combine their family empires. As a corporate executive, she pushed for reforms to save the company from collapse, but her husband preferred partying with influencers like Daji. In the last chapter, we learned that King Zhou brutally killed Mei Bo with the Pillar of Fire punishment. This scared the other ministers to death. It was as if the boss of a company suddenly went nuts and fired an important employee in a really cruel way. The other employees were all shaking with fear, worried that they might be the next ones in trouble. These ministers gathered outside the Meridian Gate, wondering what to do next. Wei Zi, GZ, and Baigan said to Huang Fei, the world is in chaos right now. Grand Tutor Wen Zhong is off on a military expedition, and King Zhou listens to Daji. He's using cruel punishments like the Pillar of Fire to hurt the loyal ministers. If the feudal lords find out, they'll definitely rebel. What should we do? Huang Fei was really frustrated and exclaimed, "Three Highnesses! This Pillar of Fire isn't just punishing the ministers, it's ruining our country." The ancients said that if a boss treats his employees like family, the employees will be loyal. But if the boss treats them badly, the employees will turn against him. Now King Zhou is ruling with kindness. Using such cruel punishments on the loyal ministers will surely lead to a big disaster in a few years. We're all loyal to the country. How can we just stand by and watch it fall apart? The ministers could only sigh helplessly, not knowing how to answer. Meanwhile, in the Shoshin Palace, King Zhou and Daji were celebrating because they had scared the ministers with the Pillar of Fire. They were drinking, enjoying the music and dance, having a wild party. The sound of the music and dance reached Queen Jiang in the central palace. When she heard that King Zhou had killed Mei Bo because of Daji's idea, she was really worried about the country's fate. So, she took her carriage and went to the Shoshin Palace. When King Zhou saw Queen Jiang coming, he asked Daji to perform for them. But Queen Jiang didn't even glance at Daji, which made King Zhou mad. He said, "Daji's dance is one of a kind. Why aren't you watching, Queen?" This gave Queen Jiang a chance to speak up. She said, "You're the king, like the CEO of our company. You're not a Twitch streamer. Stop fooling around and start focusing on ruling the country. Look at the mess we're in. If things keep going like this, our company will go bankrupt. The employees are all on edge, and the feudal lords might cause trouble. This is really bad for our company." But King Zhou didn't want to listen. He was in a good mood, and being lectured by Queen Jiang annoyed him. However, he didn't show it and just let her leave. After Queen Jiang left, King Zhou got angrier and angrier. He said, That ungrateful woman. I invited her to enjoy the show, and she just kept nagging. If she wasn't the queen, I would have whacked her with a golden mallet." When Daji heard this, she started acting all cute and pretended to cry. She said, "Honey, look at how well our content strategy is working. Everyone loves it, and our engagement numbers are sky high. We're getting more and more followers, and our influence is growing. It's good for our company too." King Zhou quickly comforted her, saying, "Don't be sad, my dear. I'll get rid of that woman and make you the queen. Then we can do whatever we want." A few days later, Daji went to pay her respects to Queen Jiang as a formality. Queen Jiang was really angry when she saw Daji. She scolded Daji. "The king spends all his time drinking and having a good time in the Shoshian Palace, ignoring state affairs. Instead of stopping him, you use music and dance to seduce him and even help him hurt the loyal ministers, breaking the country's laws. If you don't change your ways, I, as the queen, won't let you off. You're ruining our company." Daji was embarrassed but had to hold back her anger. After leaving, she got angrier and came up with a wicked plan to kill Queen Jiang. Daji summoned Fei Zhong to the palace and handed him a secret letter. Fei Zhong hesitated after reading it. Queen Jiang is the king's original wife, he thought. Her father is the Marquis of the East, Jiang Huanchu. How can I afford to offend that corporate titan? But Daji is the CEO's favorite influencer. If I refuse her, she'll cancel me in the royal podcast. This is worse than a Twitter storm. After thinking for a few days, Fei Zhong saw his servant Jiang Huan and got an idea. He whispered something to Jiang Huan, cooking up a conspiracy in the office. One day, when King Zhou was walking out of the Shoshian Palace with his guards, a guy with a sword suddenly rushed out from the side of the Folong Tower and shouted, "You're a tyrant, King Zhou! I'm here to kill you on the Queen's orders, to free the people from your tyranny." Then he stabbed at King Zhou. The guards quickly surrounded and caught the guy. King Zhou was shocked and angry and ordered Fei Zhong to look into it. Fei Zhong took the assassin away and soon came back to report, "Your Majesty, the assassin is Jiang Huan, a subordinate of Jiang Huanchu, the Lord of Dongbo. He was ordered by Queen Jiang to assassinate you." King Zhou didn't know it was a trap set by Fei Zhong and Daji. He was so mad that he slapped the table and shouted, "Queen Jiang is my wife, and she dared to plot such a horrible crime. Is she trying to ruin our company?" He then ordered concubine Huang to interrogate Queen Jiang and stormed back to the Shoshian Palace. Concubine Huang was told to question Queen Jiang. Queen Jiang, of course, didn't admit it. She burst into tears and said, "Who's the evil person framing me with this terrible crime? I've been hard-working and careful all these years and have never done anything wrong. How could I do something like kill my husband? I've always been loyal to this family and our company." Queen Jiang was so sad that everyone who heard her felt sorry for her. Concubine Huang also believed that Queen Jiang was innocent and begged King Zhou to find out the truth and spare Queen Jiang. King Zhou was hesitant. At this time, Daji saw that King Zhou was softening up and quickly added fuel to the fire. She said, "The assassin Jiang Huan has already confessed that Queen Jiang was behind it. What else is there to investigate? And there are so many people in the harem. Why did he only implicate Queen Jiang? If she doesn't admit it, we'll torture her. Gouge out one of her eyes and see if she still refuses to confess. It's like in a company, those who mess up should be punished." King Zhou clapped his hands and said, "My dear, what a great idea! Let's do it!" When concubine Huang heard that King Zhou wanted to gouge out Queen Jiang's eye, she was really worried. She rushed back to the Western Palace and cried to Queen Jiang, Daji has been spreading lies about you in front of the king. If you don't admit it, they'll gouge out one of your eyes. Queen, just admit it. Otherwise, you'll have to go through this horrible torture. Queen Jiang wept and said,
Thank you for your kindness, concubine Huang. But admitting to killing my husband is a terrible crime that will shame my father and family. I'd rather endure the pain than admit to something I didn't do. I don't want my family to be looked down upon because of me.
No matter how much concubine Huang tried to convince her, Queen Jiang refused to give in.